Assalamu alaikum, this is Sehrish Sarwar. Every Thursday at 12 pm, join me right here on Radio Dawn for The Inner Journey, a space where faith meets healing and science meets the soul. As a hypnotherapist and a life coach, I'll take you through powerful conversations, reflections, and tools to help you overcome challenges, find balance, and reconnect with your true self. So tune in every Thursday at 12 p.m. for the Inner Journey. With me, Sehrish Sarwar, only on Radio Dawn. Your community, your voice, your connections. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome back to the show called The Inner Journey with me, Sehrish Sarwar. As you are aware, we go through this journey every Thursday at 12 p.m. where we go internal, because this is what we believe, that the change starts within. And on this show, as you know, that we talk about mental health and well-being and how it impacts our community and how we can come together to tackle this, what we call a taboo topic. And we're going to be using this platform, inshallah, to bring the awareness to everyone and see how we can help and support each other and build a strong community when it comes to these kind of topics. As you guys know, that we have been bringing some guests with us just to get understanding of what is going on, what kind of organizations, what kind of support they are out there, especially in Nottingham. So today we have an organization called Second Chance Learning. We have a lead facilitator, one of the lead facilitators, Onya, with us. But just before I go into it, just want to give a little intro that how I have come across this. As you guys are aware that I have my own practice, my own business called Neural Trance Therapy. So I am actually establishing that and trying to grow as much as I can. And I have recently joined one of the program to do with how to establish the business. So that's something we're going to find out a bit more. I am the member of them. So when I see the kind of work they're bringing on the table, it really intrigued me to get them to request and come on board, because the kind of work they're doing is really amazing for our community, our culture. But we'll talk more to one of the lead facilitators, Sonia. Let me just bring her on board now. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum salam. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Brilliant. First of all, thank you for coming. Thank you for the invite. You were quite good. Yes, I love to. So thank you for that.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here.
You're welcome. Thank you. So tell me a bit more about, I know I've already said it's called Second Chance Learning. Tell me a bit more about, is this company just Nottingham based, or tell me a bit more about this organization?
Yeah, we're Nottingham based. We've been going about 10 years, but probably longer than that in the development. It was developed by a lady called Beverly Burton, and she worked in education for years and years, and she saw that a lot of people had a lot of potential, a lot to contribute, but for whatever reason, different reasons, they were held back or set back, and they didn't feel like they could make the most of opportunities. She's developed this program called Equipped to Succeed, and I actually took the program myself about 5 years ago, and it a lot, really helped me a lot. And then I started to volunteer with them, and then eventually started working and got trained to become a lead facilitator. So I'm really passionate about it.
Oh, alhamdulillah, that's amazing. And this is what it is the opportunities, isn't it? Because it all comes down to opportunities being available. Because back in days, I remember there wouldn't used to be enough support, or even if there is, we don't know, we're not aware of it. But I
Yeah,
believe the social media advertisement has become such a big thing, and the good thing is that we get to know what's around us, what kind of support there is available, isn't it?
yeah, definitely. Yes,
Yeah.
I only saw the poster kind of by accident, just because I was going into the Vine to a mum and baby group, and then I saw
Mm.
the flyer, and I was like, "Oh, this looks really good." This is all the kind of things that I
Yes.
want. It's when you're at that point where you know that something needs to change in your life, but you're not really sure how to do it or where to go. And yeah, it really changed my
Yeah,
life.
no, exactly. No, absolutely. And, we say that Allah works in mysterious way that, when you kind of ready for it, the doors are open,
Yeah,
definitely. And so you said that this is something like Equip to Success. So I know the Second Chance Learning is the organization that you represent. Just tell me a bit more about the Second Chance Learning. What kind of projects do you guys work on? And then we can come to Equip to Succeed, which I know that I became part of as well.
yeah,
So,
yeah. So we're a charity. When we've been a charity for about a year, and we were a social enterprise before that. But we work
mm,
with people 16 and over. Sometimes we work with younger people as well, but mostly it's people who are maybe not looking for employment, or trying to make a change in their lives.
mm,
We support them in all kinds of different ways. So we work with people who maybe returning to work after like caring for children, or have
mm.
moved to this country from a different country, or young people leaving care. We work with a really, really wide range of people.
Nice. Wow. And what it sounds like that it wasn't just like the business, or so there was different projects that you guys were doing, more of like supporting people to go from where they are to moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where they want to be, really empowering people to, we say,
Mm.
be who you are, become who you want to be, and make a positive contribution. So it's about it's really practical and supportive, not just looking at one aspect of your life, but like holistically helping.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. No, thank you. And yeah, that's what it sounds like as well. Because again, coming back to the purpose of our show is like the well-being. So there is things that we need to do in our life to live by,
Mhm.
but there's things that to add quality to the life. And I
Yeah,
think this is where it sounds like that's where you guys were doing with a different kind of group range.
exactly.
Mm,
Yeah, we look at well-being, but when we think about well-being, we often think about our health, and that's definitely one aspect of it. But for
mm,
us, it's holistic. So we look at personal, social, learning, health, and your economic. So all of those things together really
I
make the
love
big
that.
difference.
I love that. Yeah, because again, we can be thinking. I think this is where the group of team is really nice, because one could be thinking of like, okay, I'm going to look at the mental health side of it, and then they'll be like, okay, I'm going to look at the economic side of it,
Yeah,
which is amazing, because when someone's going to get support from someone like you, if you see that there's a pattern that maybe they need more of economics than actually the mental side, you're
yeah,
like, okay, this is what we can do. No, that sounds
yeah.
amazing. And what kind of projects are you guys running now?
So at the moment, we've got a few different things going on. There's the starting your own business course for women, and that's running
Mm,
at the Women's Centre. There's a course to help you get into volunteering. So, like, if you want to, if you want to kind of take those first steps into employment, a really good place to start is volunteering. But sometimes people don't know how to get into that. So there's a course for that. We're working with people at the job centre. We're working with there's the kind of standard Equip to Succeed employability and well-being, which is running
mm.
in different areas. So Bakersfield, St Anne's, and Hyson Green at the Vine Community Centre.
Oh, nice. And did you say so? The starting business one is in Nottingham Women's Centre.
Yeah.
That one is there, and the volunteer one you mentioned, is that something that people can actually reach out to you and start volunteering the work that you're doing?
Yeah, we ask that people have kind of gone through the program first, so they know what we do and kind of get into that mindset of really being positive and supportive, and it really, really helps a lot. So yeah, all of our courses, you can have a look online, and it's scla.org.uk/courses, and you can have a look on our website and see what, if
More
this
in there.
resonates with you. Yeah,
Yeah. SCLA.
.org.uk. But we're also on Facebook and Instagram, all of those.
Nice. Perfect. So, coming back to the employability and well-being, how
Yeah.
is it different from the starting business one? Because I know the well-being part of it, I'm sure that's what makes a difference. But what would you say that starting a business with women, which I am so grateful for because I know I'm in it.
Yeah.
So what would you say that one's different to the employability and well-being project?
The employability and well-being, it is similar, but the employability and well-being is more about personal development. You're developing those attributes that is going to be really helpful for you in work, which when you're starting your own business, it's a little bit different because there's a lot more of the practical side of what do you need to know, what do you need to do. Not just having the confidence to be able to turn your idea into a reality, but literally how do you go about that step by step. So that's what we've been doing.
Ah, yeah, of course, that makes sense because one is for starting your own business, is more self-employed, and the other one is more of like if you're thinking of going into work, the
Yeah,
kind of tools you'll need to make sure that you're reaching the right one, the one
it's
that actually is more purposeful.
yeah. I mean, a lot of it's like a lot of the framework, we call it goes through everything. So being able to take responsibility, believing in yourself, setting goals, always learning, because we're always learning from our environment, not just at school, not just on a course, but every day from the people we meet, from our experiences, managing relationships with people. So being able to get on well with the people that you deal with is really, really important in both of those, whether you're starting your
Yeah.
own business or working for somebody else.
Absolutely. And I think they're kind of interconnected, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's about whether you're employed or self-employed, the stress is going to be there. How to manage that is
yeah,
it, you need a resources, like, how to reach out. Even if it's employability, you need to know like why are you there. And I think some people have this thing they want to evolve, they don't want to stay in one place for too long. And for that you need the confidence.
definitely. Yeah, you need to. Sometimes we see that there are opportunities around, but we don't have that confidence in us to say, you know what, I think I can do this, or I can give it a try. And we're often, we've all had setbacks and disappointments in our lives. So sometimes we get to a point where we're like, you know what, I can't handle another one. I don't want to, I'm not even going to try. I'll just be like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not really into it. But yeah, we really believe in being positive in our thinking and our language, our behavior, and knowing that, you know what, I can try this, I can give it a go, I can get through it.
Nice. Yeah, no, definitely. And I think this is what you need sometimes, that reassurance to say you can do it.
Yeah,
Because a stranger will see something in you that probably someone you know for years doesn't. And,
definitely.
and yeah, and I think this is where the organization like yourself comes in to say, you can do it. And I've been like, I think 2 or 3 sessions so far, and I can already see the difference. I mean, the goal setting part is my favorite. Like, I
Yeah,
remember that's the
we
one
had
that's like,
Sunday.
yeah, and that was, I was mind blown by it. I was like, I've got so many ideas that I want to do this with my business. I want to do that with my business, but it's really coming down to writing it down and putting it more practical. And that's what I'm already learning with like what second or third session. And I believe that's for like 10 weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the difference about where we are in our lives, because our goals are very different depending on where we are at life. Like at some point, like now, I might be thinking, okay, I'd like to start my own business. How am I going to do it? But say 5 years ago, my goal was like, can I get through the day just without losing my temper? Or can I get through the day without crying? Or can I leave the house this week? And it really, really, so we meet you wherever you are, with the Equipped to Succeed. So if your first goal is literally just show up to the first session, and it's not about me telling the person, oh, this is what you should do, this is what your strengths are. It's about self-reflection and really
Mm,
looking at yourself and taking that time, a couple of hours a week, to be like, okay, who am I? What's important to me? What are my values? What am I good at? and it's really challenging at first for a lot of people because we spend so much time putting ourselves down or being busy in everyday life that we don't get to sit down and think about, you know what, I'm actually good at this thing, or I'm actually a really kind person. And we wait for other people to tell us, but to be
Yeah.
able to recognize it in ourselves is really, really powerful. And that's what starts to build the confidence and the self-belief
Yes.
in yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, you said it so wonderfully. I couldn't agree more because how you kind of put it into yourself that, some days just going out of home, like, just going out and doing something and just getting out of the house. And a lot of people actually struggle with that.
Yeah.
And they don't realize it's a pattern. They don't realize it's actually a part of something that's going on more deeper. They might
Yeah.
just think of it as like, I don't need to, but there's no point going out. But sometimes we need to go out, even just for a little walk. It's
Mm.
because the sunshine that, the hormones that it releases. What would you say that, because I believe at the moment you're working with, I did ask you that, and thanks for the clarification that it's not just for women's only, it's for everyone.
Yeah.
But the starting business one that you're doing with Nottingham Women's Centre, that's more specific to women, I believe.
Yeah, that's yeah, because of the venue, and because as women we face our own challenges in even being able to get the confidence to start our own business. So it's a lot more focused for women in that one. But we definitely would look into, something for everyone in the future if there was interest in that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the first thing I mentioned wherever I go for self-employment support, which is that there's so much support for employability. There's so much support that you can get this job, you can get that job, but there's not much for if I want to start my business,
Yeah,
what do I do? And I think that's why people like you is amazing because, and especially because I've seen that you guys are quite diverse in your the team as well. So
yeah,
you've got different kind of people. Everyone can basically connect with. Sometimes when people are feeling unsure or not confident enough, they're looking for familiarity. They want to have familiar faces or what they're familiar with. And I've seen that your team is quite diverse, and which is amazing because a lot of people can connect. But I definitely think that if there's a woman definitely doing for a man or even mix, whatever, because another thing I've seen is really good for networking
it is.
because
Yeah, there's so many great ideas in the group, and everyone's helping each other and supporting each other's ideas and businesses and pages. It's really, really great to see.
yeah. Did you see that? Is people are making good connections? What would you say? Because I've only been to one, but you've seen quite a few. So how would you say that? How people build connections and networking?
Yeah, I think because they've all got that same energy and drive to start their own businesses, and they've all got different experiences. And then we'll see, like, one person knows about a monthly networking thing that's going on, and then they'll invite somebody else. And one person's like, you know what, I've registered my business this way. This might be good for you. So yeah, it's really nice to see. As we say, we learn from all our experiences, and we learn from each other, and that's one of the best parts about it, I think,
Yeah.
is meeting different people, because we can often be really, really isolated,
Yes.
not just in terms of starting our own business, but all of us, because we're so busy in our lives. And it's really good to meet other people that's on the same sort of wavelength as you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I couldn't agree more that it is a lot of being alone and isolation, especially when it comes to self-employment, because you like a one-man team, if that's what they say, but you know that this is what you want. Yes, if you have like a group or like got a team, which is amazing, but even then, it takes time to build that because again, it comes down to the same wavelength. Would you say that? As would you say that these kind of companies or these kind of platforms are really kind of needed because you see the transformation? Do you have seen like people really taking it from where they were within like 10 weeks? They were like, because I know that there's a presentation as well towards the end, which which I'm like, I'm not too sure if I'm coming that day. I'm only joking.
I mean,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah, definitely. I think that's the big difference in doing a course in person, rather than online. Like online, yeah, you'll get the information, you'll get the theory, but I think being with other people really makes a big difference. And that kind of learning from each other, supporting each other, just feeling able to relate to each other. Like for me, when I first did Equip to Succeed, I'd been at home, like, and I've been like really isolated for a good few years. Just had a small child. I didn't really go anywhere unless it was, to a mum and baby group. So for me, it was really, really like, oh my God, I don't know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
And I never would have thought that now I can stand in front of a group of 20 people and give presentations. I couldn't even speak to like one person at a time, but it really just builds you up slowly, slowly. And it kind of lets you blossom. Like it's already in there. We just help to you to bring it out.
Absolutely. No, I agree. I know someone who's she's been a mother, and now her youngest one's actually gone to school. So she's kind of, trying to get out. But she's feeling so anxious, but she don't realize it. It just when she was having a conversation, I was like, you do realize you are so used to being at home with the children that now when you think of going outside, you're thinking that there's a lot of obstacles, but actually it's because you are not used to it. And I
Yeah.
think coming back to what you're saying, that when you come from one environment to different environment, it takes time to adjust, but you need to have a right support, because that can make and break your confidence, because one thing said and you will think that you can never do it.
Yeah, for sure. We talk about the comfort zone in one of our sessions about building confidence. And if we don't keep pushing our comfort zone, it'll start shrinking and shrinking until, we might not be able to, we might find it hard to leave the house. We might find it hard to leave one particular room. But if we can recognize that in ourselves, like, I know I'll feel more confident if I can just try one new thing. And we find that if we try one new thing, our comfort zone expands all the way around, and we'll start feeling more confident to try different things. And
Yeah.
it's
No.
really, really important for our mental health to be continuously learning and trying new things, because our brain needs a bit of novelty. Otherwise, like, if you think back to when you're a kid and how the days and the years seem so long, and now as we get older, it seems to go by really fast. And it's because as we get older, we're doing more of the same things. So our brain kind of, the time seems to shrink. Whereas
Yeah.
when we're young, we're trying, like, things are all new and novel, time seems
It's
to stretch.
excitement. Yeah, it's excitement. I always say like your brain needs stimulation.
Yeah.
You need, they say that you are creating new neurons, which keeps you younger. But if you are quite familiar with everything you're doing, which we tend to do when we're a bit older, we're just doing the same thing because we're used to it. But they say that even if it means learning like a couple of words of new language, but do something new, because it expands your not just your, the quality of your life. It
Yeah.
expands your how you call it, like quick learning skills. It expands your these kind of things, that so you are not you're quite open minded, you're quite
Yeah.
receptive to new ideas, so you're not set in your own way. And coming back to what you said, first of all, well done for putting yourself out there, because being a mother, I think that's a topic that we can have a whole session about,
I know.
because I'm sure you must have seen quite a few, because I have come across quite a few mothers who wants to do something for themselves, but it's always like their family comes first and they are not there. They're quite lost. And if
Yeah,
they
that's the thing that's sorry. That's the thing that's very, I mean, it happens to like a lot of probably most mothers, but I think in our culture more so, because that kind of sabr and that kind of like putting yourself last, it's really like praised in a way,
yeah,
but also really expected, and it's kind of seen as selfish to just do a bit of self-care or look after yourself or do something that reminds you that you are also a person, not just mum, not just wife, not just daughter-in-law.
exactly. No, I can't agree more, because the some of the mothers I have coaches, one of them I had it for pain management,
Mm.
and when the first session, I think she literally had the release of emotions, because she was telling me all about, like, because she's got 5 kids, and she's like, she had chronic pains. And I remember, like, she's telling me all about her family, like every person. But I was like, okay, what about you? And I said her name, and she just went quiet, and she just started to cry. She
Yeah.
was like, I think she's lost. She's not there. And then I was like, well, it's time that she's woken up, like, bringing her back.
Yeah.
And the 5 sessions we had were the most transformative ones, and it started from the first session, and it was because she found herself.
Mm.
And this is what your kind of platform does, because I have seen some others, in the group. I have seen some where they have forgotten about themselves, and they've put, and yes, that's a huge thing that is praised in our culture. I mean, it's the best feeling a mother gets anyway. It's you looking after your kids, beautiful, but it really comes down to you looking after you too, because if you're not happy, how are you supposed to make people around you happy?
For sure.
And I think this is where the well-being part come on. Tell me more about the employability and well-being. What kind of subjects or scenarios do you actually discuss?
We talk a lot about mindset and behavior. So like how we think is obviously going to affect how we act. If someone
Mm,
believes that they're not good enough, they won't apply for opportunities. If someone thinks that there's no point in eating healthy, they're not going to bother, because it's like, you know what, I'll just eat what's left on the kids' plate, or I'll just grab a sandwich. But we look at it all together. So if our health is good, we've got energy to do the things that are important to us. We've got energy to
mm,
like get things done, and to work towards our goals. And if we're learning from our experiences, we're going to be moving more forward. If we're feeling like we've got good relationships, then we're going to feel like, life is more fun. We've got
mm.
things to look forward to. So it's all together really, but having or working towards a role that we enjoy. So we don't
Yeah.
ever push somebody into a job and be like, oh, there's this job here, you should do that. It's really about what's important to you, what are your values, what are you good at, what would you really actually want to do, and then we can help, signpost you to, like, if you need more training, if you need to do a different course, if you need practice and interview skills, we'll do that. We run some CV workshops and
Oh.
employability masterclasses quite regularly, like every couple of months or so, every month or so. So it's worth looking on the website to see when the next one is, and then really it's really tailored to like what you feel like you need, and then how we can
Mm.
support that.
Yeah, definitely. And it's scla.org.uk, just
Yeah,
to confirm.
yeah, that's
Perfect. And what would you say in the well-being? Couple of things. Would you say that one thing you think you have picked up the patterns and themes while you was facilitating your workshops? In mindset, give me one thing that you felt is quite huge in people that they don't realize, and how can they actually tackle that? Would you say?
um, I think that it's the habits mostly, because we we make habits without realizing them a lot of the time, and so we feel like,
Mm,
oh, that's just how I am. Like, for example, my my plan was not to put on a couple of stone. That
mm,
wasn't my goal, but my
mm,
habits were like, you know what, I'm tired, I'll just grab, I'll just have a biscuit with my tea, or I'll just
mm,
grab this kind of fast food because it's quick and I haven't got the energy to cook, or I'm not going to go to the gym, I'm really tired, or I'm drained, I want to just sit down and watch TV. And
mm.
before you realize it, that's become a habit, and that's
Yes.
obviously going to affect everything else, like your energy, your mindset, your health. So, and we sometimes think that, well, that's just how I am now, I'm too set in my ways. But
Mm,
we do an exercise in one of the workshops that shows us how quickly we can actually change our mindset. And even if we feel like we've been doing it for years and it's too late, but we can actually, once we just put a bit of thought into it, we
yes.
can we can switch that in our minds and think, okay, well, now I want to do something different. So how can I?
Makes a
Just,
difference. Yeah, absolutely. It's like disturbing the patterns. That's actually the thoughts, isn't it?
yeah, and it's like, I deserve to be, you know, full of energy and full of life, and I deserve to feel healthy. And sometimes we think like, okay, what's the point of? We know that like health is a good thing, but we don't really link it to everything else in our lives. Like, yeah, well, I've got kids, haven't got time for this or that, but
Mm,
I know that I'll feel good if I go for a walk in the morning or after dinner. I know I'll feel good if I go to an exercise class.
Mm.
because I'll feel better in myself. I'll feel energy, and I'm more fun to be around. I can play with my daughter. Then I'm not just sitting like, oh, I've got a headache, I've got my backache. And once
Yes.
we realise that those habits can make us feel good, then we're going to want to do them more often. And gym isn't for everyone, and swimming isn't for everyone. But if you find something that you enjoy, then you're more likely to do it more often. We were
Yeah,
running
absolutely.
we were running a boxing class for women at the Women's Centre last term and the term before that. We've not done it at the moment, but we're looking at starting that up again because it's so good for well-being. Like, we see these women come in, like, of all ages, and you would
Mm.
see, like, sometimes quite older women,
Mm.
um, and they're like, oh no, I don't know about this, or I've just come with my daughter. But once they start hitting something, and all that energy is coming out, all that frustration and resentment of years and years, and they just
Yeah.
feel great afterwards, and they're just full of energy and full of life. So yeah, it's
No, I
really,
love that. No, I think it would be brilliant if you bring it back. Definitely let us know because we will talk about it because you said it's different ages as well, isn't it?
yeah, and it's just for women, and it's not like a like a men's kind of boxing class. It's really,
Yeah,
really fun,
yeah.
really supportive, and it's just great for the women. We really
Nice.
enjoy it.
No, I mean, first of all, definitely, so many things that you guys do, and it's all empowering, and it's so great to see. So, I know we are running this starting business project right now at Nottingham Women's Centre. That's started already. Do you do that like quite often if people want to sign up in the future?
Yeah, so we've got the Equipped to Succeed Employability and Wellbeing course going on at St Anne's Valley Centre. That's
Mm,
Tuesdays, 10 till 12:30. The volunteering, which is at Sherwood, that's also Tuesdays, 10 till 12:30, and Bakersfield Community Centre as well, same time on Tuesdays.
mm.
And the Vine Community Centre, which is on Thursdays, 10 till 12:30.
Oh, okay. So the Thursday one is the employability and the well-being one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, perfect. And how often do you guys run this?
So every term, like same as the school terms, we've always got something going on. So if you can't make it this term, I mean, there are still spaces available. So the sooner the better, really. If you wanted to come along, just you can book in through the website, or
Mm,
give us a call. But yeah, if not, then after Christmas will be the next ones starting.
brilliant. Sounds amazing. And okay, cool. So we've got everything, and it is scla.org.uk,
Yeah,
the website.
yeah,
And I think you have a Facebook, you said as well, so people can keep an eye. What is it that you're doing? Because boxing class is something I think a lot of people, especially young generation,
yeah.
and it really does come down to people knowing that it's available. So inshallah, when you do have the boxing classes, let me know because I will start advertising because that's something the physical activities we do need, especially younger generation.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's brilliant. Thank you so much for coming on our show, Sonia, and
Yeah,
you guys are doing such an amazing work. Thank
thank
you.
you. Yeah, so are you. Thanks for having me.
No, brilliant. No, I think it's people needs to know that, especially because it's not just a one side, it's a well-being, not just as a self-employment, it's employability as well. And you're doing like boxing classes, something that really, tackling again, it comes down to confidence, it comes down to you feeling empowered and other things that you guys are combining together. And this is what made me reach out to you to say, I would like people to know what is it that you do because I
Mhm.
think it's empowering, especially women. All my sisters, make sure that inshallah, if you are listening to it, if you've got any business ideas, or even just thinking of going to work because your kids are now into school and you've got a bit of time to yourself, or in any way, if you are still like finished your university, and you think that, you just want to have a bit more kind of, because I feel that it's not just about earning, it's about actually you having connecting with people outside of you. Because I know some people when they don't go to work, I've heard them saying that, oh, I'm so depressed, I'm so stressed out, I need to go back to work. It's because it's the connection that make with people, talking to people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we need to be around other people, even if we feel like sometimes we feel like, yeah, we'd rather be on our own, but we find that you tend to feel better when you're meeting and being around other people and you're making positive relationships, getting along
Yeah.
with people.
Absolutely. Brilliant. So thank you so much, Sonia, once again. And thank you for the time. And inshallah, well, I'll see you in the class. And but to all my brothers and sisters, if you've got daughters or son, I think they are doing, not just ladies, they do both genders for starting business. If you feel that you're have any business idea that you feel that you can really put down as a project, and confidently start putting yourself out there, so you can start attracting that success and those networking connections, definitely reach out to them. Their website is sela.org.uk. And on this note, I'll say thank you so much, Jazakallah, sister, and inshallah, I'll see you soon.
Okay, thanks
Take
very
care.
much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Take care. Allah Hafiz. So this was Sonia from Second Chance Learning. She's so lovely. She's one of my mentors, the facilitator, because I have actually joined with the starting business. I love learning. That's just my thing, probably. But I just love learning because you can never learn enough, especially when it comes to you doing your own business, because these kind of platforms, these kind of programs is not there just to bring you more clarity. If you're thinking of setting up a business, it definitely brings you connections and networking. I have literally connected with, I believe, 6 more people who has a business similar to mine, and now we're discussing collaborations. So these kind of things are definitely really good. That's why it made me reach out to them to say we need to know, because especially in Nottingham, because we're not big city, we alhamdulillah quite small, in a sense of we are kind of connected with each other. So I just wanted to make sure that we know what's the support out there. Social media is everything, but not everyone is on social media. So that's why even a word of mouth, if you feel that someone can actually get some help or support with the organization like this, they are charity. So they are a charity organization, which means that the programs that they are running is completely free. You just have to show up and be committed to it, and utilize the services and the support that you've been provided. As you know, that I have my own practice set up, which is neural trance therapy. If you feel that you need the extra boost of confidence, or if you feel anything that you feel stuck in your life, my services are there, always available. You can reach out to on the www.neurotranstherapy.com. Otherwise, on Radio Dawn, reach out to us on Radio Dawn, because when we are getting any sort of feedbacks, or we have been having some people just talking about issues that they are experiencing in their life, and it could just be as small as stress about work, or what's going on around us. Reach out to us, because we are here to support you, and anything that you feel that we can help you with, especially when it comes to mental health and well-being. Thank you so much, Jazakallah, to everyone for listening. And again, this is Sehrish Sarwar there, on the Inner Journey show at Radio Dawn, just to make you guys aware that I am a hypnotherapist and a life coach, and we are here to support you. All together we can do it, and that's what we makes us the healthy and happy community. On these notes, I'll say Allah Hafiz, take care. Assalamu alaikum, this is Sehrish Sarwar. Every Thursday at 12 p.m, join me right here on Radio Dawn for the Inner Journey, a space where faith meets healing and science meets the soul. As a hypnotherapist and a life coach, I'll take you through powerful conversations, reflections, and tools to help you overcome challenges, find balance, and reconnect with your true self. So tune in every Thursday at 12 p.m. for the Inner Journey. With me, Sehrish Sarwar, only on Radio Dawn. Your community, your voice, your connections.